let's continue with our next topic, Poisson distribution. So this distribution is a limiting case of binomial distribution where n is very big compared to p. So the probability mass function of Poisson distribution is mu power x e power minus mu divided by x factorial. In this distribution, both mean and variance will be equal to this mu itself. Suppose you have a Poisson distribution where with mu equal to 2 power x e power minus 2 divided by x factorial, then the mean of this distribution and variance of this distribution both will be equal to 2, and standard deviation will be square root of 2 because standard deviation is square root of the variance. And now suppose you know the values of the mean, you can use it directly to calculate the values of the probability, or you can also use, suppose you know what is n and what is p, as we have discussed in our binomial distribution case, mu will be equal to n into p, and since Poisson distribution is a limiting case of binomial distribution, you can use the same formula to calculate the mean here also. So mean is equal to n into p. So let me explain this with an example. The probability that an individual suffers a bad reaction from a certain injection is 0.001. Determine the probability that out of 2000 individuals, exactly 3 will suffer bad reaction, and second question is more than 2 will suffer bad reaction. Here what is x? X is the number of people suffering from the bad reaction. Number of people suffer bad reaction from that injection. So out of 10,000 people, how many will suffer? It will be a very small probability because everyone will not have the side effect. So in this problem, it is said that the probability is just 0.001. That means out of 1000 people, there is a possibility that one person will be affected. And p is there, and we are trying to calculate the probability for n 2000 individuals. So n is 2000 here. So n is there, p is there. So we can calculate what is the mean. Mean is n into p, and n into p is 2000 multiplied by 0.001, which is equal to 2. So mu is 2. So our probability mass function will be p of x is equal to 2 power x e power minus 2 divided by x factorial. I am just putting it in the formula PMF of p of x, which we know that it is mu power x e power minus mu divided by x factorial. Here mu is 2, so this will be 2 power x e power minus 2 divided by x factorial. Now the first question is exactly 3. Exactly 3 will suffer. That means I am calculating probability of x is equal to 3. I just have to replace x by 3. So it is 2 power 3 e power minus 2 divided by 3 factorial. And you calculate this, and the value will be 0.1804. That means out of 2000 people, the probability that exactly 3 people will suffer is almost 18%. And similarly, you can take the second problem, which says you have to calculate more than 2 will suffer bad reaction. More than 2 means probability of x more than 2, greater than 2. And here also, as I have already explained in case of binomial, when the calculation is very big, you can go for complement. because if you try to calculate this directly, x can be 3, x can be 4, x can be 5, and x goes up to 2000, which is very huge. It's very difficult to calculate. So you can go for the complement, 1 minus p of x less than or equal to 2. And what are the values? 1 minus p of 0 plus p of 1 plus p of 2. So from 1 you need to subtract some of these probabilities. And what will be that? So first one, p of 0. P of 0 means it is mu power x, mu power 0. So 2 power 0, e power minus 2 divided by 0 factorial, which is 1, plus p of 1, 2 power 1, e power minus 2 divided by 1 factorial, which is also 1, plus 2 power 2, e power minus 2 divided by 2 factorial, which is 2. So you can calculate this and you will get the answer as 0.3233. So 32% chance is there that more than 2 will suffer the bad reaction from the injection. Okay. So let us take one more example, and definitely, as I have already mentioned, you can skip the video if you have understood this completely. Here n is 200 because we are doing it for 200 fuses, and given that 2% of the fuses manufactured by a company are defective. That means if you choose one fuse, the probability that it's defective is 2%. 2% means it is 2 divided by 100, which is 0.02. And n and p you can use to compute mean value. So 200 into 2 by 100, which is 4. So mean is 4. So your p of x will be 4 power x e power minus 4 divided by x factorial. So you can take the questions one by one now. Has no defective fuse. No defective means x value is 0 because x represents the number of defective fuses. So p of 0 is 4 power 0 e power minus 4 divided by 0 factorial, which is approximately 0.0183. And at least one defective. What is at least one defective? At least one means probability that x is greater than or equal to 1. So instead of calculating 1 to 200, you can go for the complement, 1 minus p of x less than 1. Less than 1 means 1 minus p of, only one value is there, which is less than 1, which is p of 0. So it's 1 minus 0.0183, which will comes out to be 0.9817. So similarly, you can calculate other values like exactly 3 defective. That means p of 3 you have to calculate, which is 4 power 3 e power minus 4 divided by 3 factorial, and 3 are more defective. Again, p of x greater than or equal to 3. You can go for the complement, 1 minus p of x less than 3, and 2 to 4. You can add p of 2 plus p of 3 plus p of 4. So hope you have understood the discrete probability distribution, and under that 2 important distributions. One is the binomial distribution and another is Poisson distribution.